Event Horizon is a sci-fi horror movie directed by Paul W.S. Anderson and was released in 1997. Event Horizon is the name of a spaceship that vanishes during its maiden voyage and mysteriously appears years later. We start with some stage setting. Mankind is colonizing the solar system. The titular ship has a new experimental gravity drive that allows it to travel faster than the speed of light. The Event Horizon disappears during its maiden voyage in 2040 and reappears mysteriously 7 years later. A crew is sent to investigate the reappearance and discover terror. On the rescue ship, the Lewis and Clark, we meet the crew and our primary characters. Captain Miller, played by Lawrence Fishburne, the designer of the Event Horizon, Dr. Weir, played by Sam Neill, Lieutenant Stark, played by Jolie Richardson, and the pilot, Smith, played by Sean Pertwee. This is where we get into the real details of the unique capabilities of the missing ship. The fact that it creates an artificial black hole as a way to travel faster than light is definitely relevant. It's something of an exposition dump, but it's interesting and there's no other way to discuss this pseudoscience in a concise way. Somehow, it doesn't take the audience out of the movie. When the crew first encounters the Event Horizon, the fact that it's essentially frozen in time is eerie. They board the ship and it's clear something brutal and strange happened. There are also signs that the ship is merging with organic matter in a unique and unexpected way. Revisiting this so many years later, I got serious Dead Space vibes. Like any good horror, the scare factor starts small and grows. Objects moving, disembodied whispers, and violent flashes of what happened on the ship before they found it. Weir seems specifically targeted as his deceased wife urges him to join her in death. When the rescue team finds the gravity drive, a cool chamber filled with rotating rings, they learn that when the drive is activated, a window to another dimension opens. They watch video logs that track the progress of the Event Horizon crew losing their minds by the visions caused from the rift, which led them to self-mutilation and brutal murder. The problems the original crew faced are starting to take effect on the rescue team. Some seem possessed by whatever forces on the other side of the dimensional hole, and others start to go insane. Weir, again, seems to be singled out in his reaction to the very device that he created. The crew is now fighting an external battle against malevolent forces, while also having an internal battle trying to maintain their own sanity. Weir's madness reaches a critical point. He loses himself to it entirely. He sabotages the Lewis and Clark, forcing the rescue team to stay on the Event Horizon. Weir kills several of his fellow crew members and turns on the gravity drive to open the portal to the evil dimension. There's a big showdown between Miller and Weir. Miller ends up sacrificing himself to save the rest of the crew. He heroically separates the ship's bridge from the part containing the gravity drive. The surviving crew members call for rescue and put themselves in stasis to wait. It seems like they're finally in the clear. As an awesome end punch in the gut, Stark has a very real and very scary vision of Weir. This indicates that the influence of the alternate dimension is stuck in them. Upon its release, Event Horizon received mixed reviews from both audiences and critics. Many praised its ambitious blending of science fiction and horror. The look and feel of the movie, punctuated by a score that elicits the perfect emotions at perfect times to move the plot forward. The other side of the argument argued that the movie was needlessly graphic when it came to the gore. Those who didn't like it criticized the thin character development and claimed the plot was convoluted. With a modest budget of $60 million, the movie didn't even recoup half with its domestic release. It fell short at $26.7 million. Internationally, it did worse at just $16 million. Some of this is attributed to the mixed reviews, but it was also released with massive summer blockbusters that we still know today. The Lost World Jurassic Park, The Fifth Element, Con Air, and even Batman and Robin. That last one may suck, but it drew in a crowd. Like many of these retrospectives, I've been talking about the right audience finding the movie eventually, and Event Horizon is no exception. Event Horizon is the best kind of horror. It's atmospheric, tense, and cerebral. It doesn't rely on shock value, torture porn, or jump scares, despite what some critics claimed in 1997. This is all heightened by being wrapped in a smart science fiction movie. I remember first discovering this one. I thought it was more sci-fi than horror and had a great time. It's one of those movies that you're excited to introduce to other movie fans if they missed it. Check out this video next for more retrospectives.